You're listening to the Sisters in Loss podcast, a faith-based grief and loss podcast for Black women, where you will hear stories of miscarriage, infant loss, stillbirth, and infertility to learn there is a testimony in tragedy. You will learn how to heal, gain clarity, find hope and peace, and turn your pain into your purpose after loss. I'm your host, Erica M. McAfee. Welcome to episode 73 of the Sisters in Loss podcast. In today's episode, we have Chasity Womack, who shares her stillbirth story of daughter Kirsten and her second trimester miscarriage of twins. She then went on to have twin rainbow baby girls. And in this episode, we talk about her losses and how it inspired her to start Angel Babies. Angel Babies supports parents with angel babies with memory boxes at their local hospitals. It is extremely important for bereaved parents to have something to remember their babies by during the grieving and healing process. We all know that leaving the hospital without a baby is one of the hardest things a parent will have to do. Angel's Babies' goal is to keep the Angel Babies' memory alive. Here is Chasity Womack. Thank you, Chasity, for being on the podcast.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Well, tell the listeners a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, my name is Chasity Womack, and I am a mom of angel babies and rainbow babies. Currently, I work in the educational field. I work at a local high school here in Virginia Beach.
Awesome. So take us back on your journey to motherhood and tell us about your lost story.
Okay, well, motherhood for me has always been a dream of mine since, I was a little girl. I always dreamed about being a wife and being a mommy. I became an angel mommy first in September of 2009. I had a daughter that was stillborn. Her name is Kirsten Ariana. Her birthday is September 26, 2009. That was my first angel baby. That loss for me was extremely devastating. I kind of knew early on that I was going to have complications, but we had high hopes that my daughter was going to make it. Obviously, she did not. And then in 2012, I miscarried twins in the second trimester, one January 2nd, 2012, and the other twin March 6, 2012. With the first twin that was January, I was kind of numb because I was like, okay, I've been down this road already. Why again? With the second twin, we didn't know that twin was there until we went back and saw on the ultrasound that it was a baby still there, but that baby never developed. So I had to get shots to pass that baby 2 months after the last miscarriage. With the first twin, I was 14 weeks, and the second twin was about 8 weeks after that.
Wow. So how was your grieving, and how was your faith in God during this process?
With my daughter, Kirsten, I'm not going to lie. My faith in God, I turned my back on God. I was really depressed. I went into a deep depression until about a few months later. I'm a firm believer in God, but at that moment, obviously, I didn't want to hear, God is with you, we're praying for you. I didn't want to hear any of that until one day, clear as day, I was just sitting on my bed and I asked God, why? Why me? Why God? Why me? And God was like, clear as day, you're turning your back on me, and I'm the only person that can help you get through this. I felt like he was sitting right next to me, and it was like a light bulb came on. And that moment, moving forward, I just started back praying, started back going to church, started back reading the Bible, and just putting my faith in him. Now, with my miscarriages, I didn't turn my back on him. Of course, I still question, why me? Why me? But at that particular moment, I still went into deep prayer and asked God to help me through it.
Did you go to any counseling? Did you seek any counseling during your first loss and then your subsequent losses of your twins?
With Kirsten, yes. I went to the support group that they offered at the local hospitals. But for me, it was too much. more so one-on-one counseling to initially start off with. So eventually I ended up going to my pastor for counseling, and I started off that way to help me, get back into praying, get back to seeking God, and going that route versus the support group route. But I do encourage women, once they get to a point where they can somewhat manage the new norm, that support groups are awesome.
Awesome. So
with my second loss, I didn't necessarily go to counseling because it was like I've been down this road before. I know what I need to do. And I just stepped out on faith again and started praying a little bit more.
I understand that. So how did you get to a place where you were ready to try again? So take us back on that journey to trying again and then getting pregnant with your rainbow babies.
We actually didn't. I was like, I don't want to try anymore because this is too much. Losing 3 babies is a lot, especially, a stillbirth and second trimester because, most women feel like, okay, I've reached past the 12-week mark, then I'm in the clear, and that's not necessarily the case. I feel like any loss is devastating. So for me to sit down and actually say, okay, let's try again, I wasn't ready mentally for that. But once I found out that we were pregnant with my rainbow babies, I knew it was meant to be because they told us the conception date was actually the twins that we miscarried due date. So I knew that I just felt in my heart that my rainbow babies were going to make it, which are my twins, Madison and Miranda. They're my double blessings. But that pregnancy, it was the easiest pregnancy I ever had physically, but emotionally it was kind of hard for me to even become attached because of the losses that I had. And I would tell anybody that I felt like a bad mom once I finally gave birth to my babies because I didn't feel that attachment to them because I didn't pray. I didn't read stories. I didn't really touch my belly because I wanted to prepare myself to lose, another baby. So that pregnancy emotionally was kind of hard for me, but physically it was the best pregnancy ever.
Wow. That's interesting that you said that. I think a lot of people really downplay how much emotional support they need in their pregnancy after their loss and being able to have that initial connection with the child, because in the back of your mind, you're always replaying the worst things that can happen versus being able to truly enjoy the blessing that you have and that you're carrying during that time frame. So trust me, I understand. Pregnancy after loss is very difficult for anyone to go through emotionally.
It was very difficult for me to the point where I told my doctor, listen, you got to take care of me this time because I can't take it. So whenever I call and say I need an appointment, I need you to fit me in. They were willing to fit me in. I don't care if I had a little ache. I was there because I was not planned this time.
And sometimes that's necessary. So you all who are listening, you all understand if you're pregnant after loss and you just want to go rent a Doppler or go in for extra ultrasounds, do it. That's why God gave you that intuition. Do what you need to do to get that reassurance so that you can really enjoy the pregnancy and the blessing that God's giving you. So
exactly.
I completely understand. So let's talk about So let's talk about Angel Babies. So what inspired you to start Angel Babies, and tell us a little bit about what the organization's about and what you all are doing.
Well, Angel Babies is I call Angel Babies another baby because obviously my firstborn inspired me to do this. I started doing a lot of research after I had to bury my daughter, but shortly after, her birthday is in September, and of course the month of October is designated for pregnancy and infant loss awareness, and October 15th is the day that they use for something. It's the ceremony that's called the Wave of Light. So that same year, September 2009, I started doing the Wave of Light with my family. Just my family and close friends. I will always do it every year. And then every year came, just with my family and friends. It was about maybe 25 to 30 people every year where we met up. It was either at my house or my brother's office or a restaurant here locally. Mm-hmm. And something in my spirit just kept tugging at me. You have to do more. Other women out here, nobody really talks about pregnancy and infant loss. You have to do more. There has to be something else for you to do. You have to reach other women and other families, because I'm sure there's other women and other families out here that feels your pain, but they really don't know which way to go. So last year, I wanted to do a walk. I didn't have any funds. I didn't know where my location was going to be. So in September of last year, I reached out to one of my friends at a local high school here, Greenland High School, and I sent him an email, and I was like, hey, do you think you could get me your check this year? Matter of fact, I emailed him in July, and I said, can you get me your check this year? I just want to do a walk. I just want family to come together that understands the same thing that I'm going through, pregnancy and infant loss. And I emailed him in July, and I didn't hear it. He said, okay, I'll see what I can do. He didn't email me back until September. I think it was like September 19th. Mm-hmm. So I literally had 3 weeks to plan the walk that I had last year. And then I decided to call the organization Angel Babies. So the walk that I did was basically to bring family and friends together that experienced the same loss, but the funds that I obtained went to local hospitals for like a library for pregnancy and infant loss, so they can have reading books and things of that nature, and also memory boxes. I feel like memory boxes are extremely important. Mm-hmm. No, they do not replace your baby, but leaving the hospital without my baby was the hardest thing I ever had to do. That was like the initial part of the grieving process, but it was hard. And I feel like if you have this box that you can have like your baby's clothes or your baby's outfit or your baby's picture in the box, that every now and then you can go in and take it out and look at it, I feel like that's important to keep your baby's memory alive.
Absolutely. They are so important. And it's something that I always go back to. I even went back to and looked at it this weekend. I was looking for some pictures, and I found the box that we had, and the hospital that I delivered at my 2 losses, they made molds for us. So I have molded feet of my full-born son who passed at birth. And then I have molded feet of my daughter who was born at 18 weeks, feet and hands. So I can't, those memories and those molds, I can't describe how blessed I am that I was able to have those, and I can go back to them and look at them and actually touch them during any time, not just particularly on, their anniversary of their death, but just any time I can go back and I have that memory, that my baby was here. They did exist. I have, I can actually physically touch something of theirs. So memory boxes are so important.
Are very important too. That's another thing that I'm trying to get so I can put in the boxes. Mm-hmm. Because right now, the only thing that I have in my boxes, I have a picture frame with Angel Baby's logo in it, but obviously you can take it out and place your baby's picture. But on the back of my picture, I have a personal letter to Kirsten from her dad. I have a notepad just in case if you have to jot down information like funeral homes, the grief counselors, any information that you may have to write down while you're in there that you're not going to remember because you're in a zone when you lose your baby. I also have Kleenex. I have a little teddy bear just for the baby to, I have a poem in there for the mom and dad. I think that's important to have something in there for dads too, because I feel like a lot of people forget about the dads, and dads grieve too. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
As the trees continue to change colors and the weather turns from muggy to crisp, the anticipation of fall and winter and the holiday season is here. We see it in the stores where they have already begun with the Christmas and Thanksgiving preparations and decorations. And for me, like you, the pain of grief tends to surface with great intensity during these milestone events. Birthdays, anniversaries, and holidays are typical events that are associated with our grief journeys. So please do not let the holidays go by without learning how to navigate them properly. Join me on November 13th, November 27th, and December 11th, where I will teach you 3 ways on how to navigate grief during the holidays. In this webinar, we'll learn how to navigate grief during the holidays, how to deal with families and friends during the holidays, because we know how stressful that could be. And then also, how are we going to honor our angels these days? All 3 dates are the same webinar, so you have 3 different days to choose from and sign up for whichever one that you want. If not, you can catch the replay by going to bit.ly/navigating-grief. Go to bit.ly/navigating-grief to sign up. Do not let these holidays pass you by without knowing how to navigate your grief properly.
So tell us about some resources that you used on your journey and any tools that are out there to help you heal after your loss.
For the most part, I just used the internet and the information that the hospital gave to me. At the time, the grief counselor for both of my losses, the lady name was Ann Prescott, and she was very resourceful to me. And I also used Good Morning Counseling.
Mm-hmm.
Good MOURNING. I use them as well. And the Bible.
Can't forget that book.
Right.
Awesome. So for the mom that's out there that is looking to try again, what encouraging words can you give them as they begin that process of trying again for another baby?
I would just tell them, keep your faith in God, but also be in tune with your body. People say that I've panicked a lot during my last pregnancy, but I wanted to make sure that everything was okay. Even with the pregnancy after Kirsten, a lot of things I felt like I let go, and I shouldn't have. If you feel like it's something wrong, call your doctor. If your doctor doesn't want to see you, find a new doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like you should just be in tune with your body and make sure that you're okay. I ate differently with my last pregnancy. I watched everything that I put in my body, from even healthy stuff, because certain things could trigger miscarriages. For me, losing my third baby, I did a lot by the book. I didn't even go get pedicures because they say if you rub your foot the wrong way, it could trigger contractions. So for me, I was just very cautious in what I did with my body, and I prayed a whole lot.
I don't blame you. Amen. So where can we find you on social media? Tell us where we can find you and Angel Babies on social.
You can find me on Twitter, Angel-Babies, BABYZZZ. You can find me on Instagram at Angel.Babies, BABYZZZ. And also on Facebook, spelled the same way. If you forget that, you can find me through my webpage, www.angelbabies.com. And it has the handle down at the bottom of the page.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chasity, for being on the podcast and sharing your lost story and journey with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate that.
No problem. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I pray that this show was inspirational and a blessing to you. For show notes, visit ericamcafee.com/podcast. Please join us in our offline discussions in our private Facebook group by going to sistersinloss.com. If you're listening in Apple Podcasts, please rate and subscribe to us and leave us a 5-star review. I pray that you all have a blessed week. Keep the faith, and I'll talk to you next Wednesday.